Test, 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 test. Okay, seems like it works. Test, test. Yep. And send. So, for today's week, I don't know. Well, it's not been just 1 week. Last stream was June 24th, and today it's Friday the 10th. So it's been 2 weeks and 2 days, which, I mean, it's not mega a lot, but it's already Friday, so it kind of feels like this week is over. So it feels almost like it's been 3 weeks, you could say. Last stream on the 24th was a day that I stayed at home, took some pictures, probably streamed, and it was this day before (24th). It was the day before a Fachgespräch that I had empty, I guess. So the next day I had a Fachgespräch, and then the next day, 26th, I just stayed at home because they cancelled our class. So I just stayed at home doing some exercises or something. I don't know, I didn't stay at home. I went to Revo, the place where I used to live, this hotel, to study there with another classmate, but with 2 other classmates, but I ended up studying only with 1 other classmate. And yeah, we studied a little bit. Then we had the weekend. I don't know what I did on the weekend exactly. And I have laundry. I did some laundry apparently on Friday. On a Friday, these are the pictures at Revo. Then the next week, I don't have the pictures here. I have them on my phone. They didn't synchronize, and yeah, it was fine. I guess the Monday we had the test. The weekend I can't remember what I did, but during the week, Monday I had the written test. I passed Monday the 27th. Or no, Monday the 29th, sorry. The 27th, it was Saturday and it was Pride Day. I went there with a friend. It was a nice day, in my opinion. I met another person that I hadn't met before. Someone who was like a friend of this guy that I know from online. And yeah, it was interesting meeting another person. And we went to the Pride parade. It was cool. I mean, it was really hot actually, but it was nice to see like their tracks or whatever. We went a little bit the opposite way instead of like doing it the normal way, and then we ended up at the beginning, and then we went around, walking around somewhere, and we went to like some Rosengarten, and it was nice. It was not like the main Pride event, so we missed that, but in my opinion it wasn't bad. I liked it, and yeah, that was a nice day. On Sunday I don't know what I did. I probably called my mom and stayed at home. Then on Monday I had this exam, and yeah, that was it. For me it was fine. It was a little bit more difficult than I expected. Then we went to a cafe or to some place that was around the corner, and to eat there, not to eat but to await the call. While we were parking, I got the call that I had passed. No one else had passed, which was pretty, I don't know, not sure if sad or what, but yeah, kind of like not a great vibe. I did pass, but it kind of like ruined, not sure if ruined the vibe or something, but it definitely was not great for everyone. Then luckily, and for this I'm grateful for, I did want to record the video, to record the stream or something, to at least get this on like camera, or like, yeah, to express my gratefulness or something, because I did, even though I passed, I was the only one that passed. A friend of mine, also neighbor, he offered to take me there to the exam, and I don't know, it's like a small gesture, but it really feels, I don't know, it felt great in my opinion, like to not take these exams alone. I don't know, it really meant something to me. And he took me to that exam, to the simulator exam as well, and I had failed the simulator exam. But I think being able to be with someone else and having someone take me there, that was nice. And I was, grateful for that. So I am still grateful for that, even though the situation was not the best and I would have wished that we had all passed, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't know. Then from then on, the vibe was kind of like a bit sour. I did fail that simulator test. The oral test was like quite, I don't know, in my opinion, not sure if difficult, but it was definitely something that I had not expected. Many things I wasn't expecting. So the first part, which was like something more akin to what we would expect, that part was pretty easy and like had a lot of points. But in there, my feeling was not a feeling of like I know everything. It was more like some things caught me off guard, but I ended up like more or less going through them, and I failed some other places, and it compensated more or less the results. So I ended up passing with like an 81% or something like this. So yeah, in that sense, I'm not sure if I'm not like mega confident or something in my abilities, but I don't know. I guess I did pass first try the oral and the written test, which are, I guess, big hurdles. So yeah, apparently the simulator is the test where most people fail or something like this, but no one had warned me of that, and no one had prepared me for it specifically, and no one gave me tips as to how to approach it. So I mean, we'll see next time. And yeah, then after that simulator the day before the simulator, okay, the day I had the oral test, he took me there, and we then went to a lake. So that was fun. It was a nice lake. I forgot, Steinsee it was called. First we went to a different see that it was like 10 minutes away from that one, and then we switched the lakes. We ate there in like some random cafe, like in the cafe that's by that lake. And then instead of having a bath or like swimming there, even though we didn't bring swimming clothes, we just swam in our underwear. And yeah, it was nice. I liked it. That was a nice day. Also, like before the exam, the simulator exam, I don't know. It's like who cares, right? I'm not going to study anything that day, so I might as well just chill around there and not do anything. We were I mean, the the tone of the conversations have been a little bit downer, and like people are trying to look for alternatives. I mean, it makes sense, but yeah, it definitely is sad that the feeling is not like, okay, we can do this, and so that I could also be motivated. Maybe if I had been more motivated in the past, to be more like, hey, can I help you guys in anything or something? But instead of that, it was more like, meh, what comes, right? So yeah, that's been a little bit of the vibe of this week. I'm still in the simulator in the exam week, right? So yeah, I'm still in this. I guess that's okay. That's the last week. That's last week. And then I had my simulator fail on Thursday. Then on Friday, I just received emails or something, and I'm not sure if I did anything remarkable on Friday. On Friday, I think last Friday, or was it Thursday? That the same simulator day. I think that same simulator day, yeah, the 2nd of July. That day, I had my test. Sorry, my test. It was the football match, soccer match. So that was nice. And it was like also with Gonzalo and his girlfriend and so on. So, I don't know, meeting some random new people and interesting vibe with Spanish people. So, in a new place. So that was fun. Taking, I guess, a little bit my mind off like that loss or something like this. And I guess spending some time with people, I guess Spanish people, but it also makes it feel homely or something like this. Hello, by the way, not sure who is here, but hi. I'm talking about my week, my past week where I failed one exam, and then, yeah. Then on Friday I forgot what I did, and I don't have it. I don't have my photos didn't sync up, so I'm not sure if I took any photos on Friday, 3rd of July. So I'm not exactly sure. I think I probably did something, because this whole week I've been doing things all week. For example, the next day on Saturday I went to a karaoke, which was interesting, with a different friend, aka neighbor, and two of her friends, also Spanish, and it was nice. We went to eat quickly before the karaoke to some restaurant, Spanish restaurant, shitty Spanish restaurant, to be honest. In my opinion, not worth it. And we went then to the karaoke that was close by, Ostbahnhof, and yeah, it was interesting in that sense. It was an interesting Saturday, like doing a different activity, singing songs in a karaoke. It's always fun. And then we went to this Spanish supermarket and bought some Spanish things, or like I bought some Italian things, mainly. Then the next day was actually pretty new. I went to Legoland with the same friend that I'd gone to the karaoke the day before, and it was cool. We saw the Legos. I could show some things, maybe. Wow, why not? It's cool. This is the miniature part. There were also some attractions. I feel like it's not a top park. Like, in my opinion, it was not like a top experience. It was cool. Like, I don't regret going by any means. But in my opinion, it's like it was cool probably several years ago. Now it's gone down. It seems like it's in downfall or something like this. Like, it's worse than it used to be, and so on. So, yeah. There are always some funny details. For example, these trains. This is Hamburg, the location of Hamburg. There were like some Deutsche Bahn. This is a Dutch train. This is what I mean, because the condition of the train felt like, I don't know, they were like kind of kaput, old. This is the Allianz Arena. And yeah, it was an interesting day, basically. I was also with it's not our boss, it's like kind of like some kind of HR person from our group, some kind of recruiter, assistant, blah, blah, blah. And her son, and it's always interesting to go with them to some place. I always feel not great because being next to this kid who's like very active or something, I don't know, and it felt like I was a little bit, I don't know, not rejected, but yeah, like it doesn't feel like I was, yeah, like this kid doesn't mind me having there or something, but it's definitely not like the impact that this kid had with me that this kid had on me at the beginning, right? Where it felt like, oh, this is interesting, right? Like we were playing together or something like this, and like we had like a little bit of connection, you could say. I don't know. It feels like now he definitely has that connection with the guy with whom I went, which is fine, but yeah, that does mean that from my side it's a little bit, I guess, I don't know, bittersweet or something. And it's interesting hanging out with this woman because, I mean, she's like a really interesting person, to be honest. She's an interesting person. She has this kid. She used to work. She likes languages. She likes different cultures. She has like a lot of different backgrounds, but she's German. But it's like for a German person, she's like really cool because you can tell that the parts that make her non-German are, I don't know, give it something interesting, and the parts of her that are German are like the cool parts of the German people, you know. So she's nice, but I guess also I don't really know her a lot, so it's hard to say whether she's like. But for example, with her, I don't get the same vibe I get with some other people who are kind of like being paid to hang out with me. With her, it does feel like she has been a lot more open, you could say, and more like open to hang out whenever and welcoming and so on. So I always feel like it's a nice vibe hanging out with her, and I guess I am grateful also for hanging out with her and for this friend who is always like insisting, hey, I want to go with this kid, with the kid to go to some place. Hey, we should go next time. What do you think about going next time? I don't know, for example, I wouldn't ever dare organize something like this, right? But he is like, should we do this? And then it happens. So I don't know, I like that. Yeah. This is like a Lego factory. It's called Lego Fabrik, and it has like some processes of like how the Legos are made. What I mean by this is that this is something that could be mega cool, but like half the stations were not working and so on. So it's like the cool parts are the store elements of the place, right? That's like the cool part of the place. The store buying new Legos. They have new Legos, blah, 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 but everything else, like everything that it's shown, is kind of like old, or I don't know, it feels antiquated. It's not I don't know, it doesn't feel like an amazing park. It's nice, but it doesn't feel like amazing or like mind blowing. Then on Monday we had this Wiederholungswoche, I guess. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not sure where I went on Monday there. Yeah, on Monday we had this cooking day, and we were not going from, and I was going from my house, so instead of like going with him. So we had this cooking day, and it was interesting, I guess. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but the guy who did the talk was interesting, and yeah, he was like this kind of entrepreneur who was hired by Band BKK, and he had like an interesting attitude. He got good energy. I guess he knew how to present a presentation and not make a boring, and more or less like read the audience or something like that. He was good at that. The presentation itself was kind of like, I don't know, really basic. Basically non-advice. I don't know, it's basically like losing a day essentially. But I don't know, I don't mind. Then the next 2 days were like Prüfungsvorbereitung again. And so Wiederholung or something like this. First day we stayed until 3 p.m. in class, just eating, well, not eating, sorry, just like doing random shit, but written, like tests and so on, which was fine. Then on the 8th, basically reviewing the failures that people had, the questions people got wrong, and then doing some new questions. Then on the 8th, we had like, and then the whole day was like Mundlich, I guess, and we stayed until pretty late, 4:30 or something like this. Then we went to buy something, and then yesterday, the 9th, I had simulator day. So yeah, I'm not sure if there are some pics that have synced up. Yeah, Monday I forgot that this is from Monday. So basically, yeah, it was technically about this Schichtdienst or whatever, but yeah, it wasn't like a mega mind-blowing presentation, right? It was basically the basics. It was basically the working on shifts affects everything. So I mean, it's like it almost seemed like he was trying to convince us not to join the company. I don't know, because of how he was talking about it, right? It felt like, yeah, shift work ruins basically your life. There was this guy who was like a baker, and he was like, yeah, I'm a baker, so I can't work. Sorry, I can't have a family, blah, blah, blah. When my family wants to have an event, we can do it, blah, blah, and so on. And basically at the end of the day, he quit baking. That was like the little speech that he made was essentially about that. So that was like, I don't know, pretty hilarious to think about, but pretty depressing, I guess, if you sit down and stop to be like, okay, what are we being told actually here, right? Then we went to a beer garden to watch the next game, Spain. And I brought food, some nachos. My friend also brought some food from his house, and then a couple of other people. It was this beer garden that was like that is here right in front of the house, and I liked it. But I will say that it is a little bit awkward how this friend reacts to the people close to us who aren't me or another friend, and it does make me a little bit uncomfortable, like it is a little bit unwelcoming. I get it, but it feels like a little bit passive or something like this, so I don't know. I don't really like the vibe in that sense. But otherwise, it's interesting, and I like that I was welcomed. Because I was welcomed and I did ask, right? Are you sure? Or something, so... Okay, I think we are back, and yeah. Basically, I was saying that it didn't feel great in that aspect, but otherwise it was fine. Then the next day, is what I mentioned of this class. Same with Wednesday, that class again. Then yesterday this simulator, and yeah, that's basically how these 3 weeks have been. I guess I wanted to stream also because I don't know, I'm thinking things, right? With how the vibe has soured a little bit in these last 2 weeks. I mean, in my opinion, the vibe has been souring since a while ago for them already. But for me, it hadn't soured until I felt really abandoned by this couple of weeks of lack of communication that were relatively recent, just before the exam, you know? It's like right when when it feels like everything should be really planned and like everything should be really well organized. Okay, I started to actually feel, since the switch to the S-Bahn, I started to feel more abandoned. For example, less contact with the people, with the recruiters and so on, with the HR team, which makes sense, but since we don't see each other in the building, there's like less of a staying in touch feeling. And then aside from that, I don't know. I forgot what was I saying. I started to think about what were the faces and so on. But yeah, basically, like in a wider sense. But yeah, basically, to sum up, that the vibe has felt like it has been souring throughout the year, through the switching to the actual S-Bahn and feeling kind of like, I don't know, like we no longer have a Ansprechpartner, you could say Ansprechpartner. I mean, it's false because we do have like this team leader, but it's different, you know? It feels less welcoming and it feels less close. It's not that he's a bad person or anything. He's not. He seems like a cool guy or whatever, but it's like, yeah, there is like no relationship, you know? There are like also no check-ins and so on. So, I don't know, it feels like way more on your own. So I guess if you like that vibe, then it's good. But I feel like for us particularly, it's worse. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure I can understand everything. I'm not sure I can say like everything about the kind of the whole concept of like international recruiting or something like this, right? I'm not sure if I can understand it. I'm not sure if it's a good idea or a bad idea. I'm not sure how much it's needed or not, but yeah, it seems like there are different poles of power that want different things and so on. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, the problem is that this vibe has been like a little bit sour, and people are looking for alternatives. People were already looking for alternatives, and that kind of has bothered me a lot throughout the year. But I don't know, seeing it does make sense, you know. I guess also the 40 shifts, that has also been like a vibe killer for a lot of people. There are a lot of people who are like, after seeing how people work, I'm not sure if I actually like that, which fair. But it has been, I guess, enlightening in that sense that the actual work and the people around and so on, that it can be tough, you know. So in that sense, I am feeling a little bit low. And it's not that I'm looking for alternatives or something, because I really am not. But I am thinking of like whether I should, right? Whether I should actually, I don't know, fail on purpose in order or not. It's not even needed on purpose, to be honest. I probably could fail just. I don't know, I could fail without purpose. So, like, what could happen, and so on. Or like whether it's actually like whether the hack has been to be brought here, and now here it's like when I should like take my losses and do another and find another thing, or whether that would actually be really difficult and like put me even in a lower place or something, right? I'm not sure. So yeah, I have been put to that position, not just because of my simulator fail, right? But because of the whole surrounding vibe of me being the only one who has passed first try. And yeah, I don't know. We will see. I hope at least Alvaro gets it. And yeah, others as well. I hope Mateo gets it. But for example, even them, the people who that feel sure, for even Maya, for example, they all have plan B, plan C, or they all have alternatives or something like this. Oops, I have said names. Shit. Forget the names. But even the people who I feel like have more chances to pass and like who are more solid, even them feel like maybe they don't make it. You know what I mean? So yeah, in that sense, it's tough. We'll see how it goes. My plan is, for example, my plan is to pass actually. Casden Zeon was the other the sea that we went on Wednesday, the 29th of June. So I guess that was basically my reflections. I could try to open up Claude and read out loud a little bit of a discussion that I had yesterday, or like some highlights of the discussion. I had it on voice, I had it with Haiku, so it's not like the great model, I guess, but yeah, I pasted a video a while ago about the situation of Germany, so I wanted to kind of like tie it into that, right? That's also like a thing that I'm thinking about, you know, the situation in Germany. So it's like I am a foreigner, I am in Germany, people like the country itself, I'm not going to say it's crumbling, but it's definitely like the vibe is souring, not just particularly in our particular situation, rather in the whole country. So it feels like, I don't know, these protections that people have are going away, and people are getting mad about that, and probably the foreigners will be the first to blame. We don't have great fame. Our group within the company, probably they have done like a lot of shit, and they have made mad a lot of people. They have made a lot of people mad. So yeah, I don't know, that's tough. That's like a tough spot to be in, because I know I'm going to be probably second-hand affected, or like at least partially affected by these actions other people have done. And yeah, I don't know, it's tough. I could probably, maybe I have some video ideas. Let's check in. Yeah, the past days have been on like notes from the simulator of the things that I had wrong, or the things that I wanted to check, or I saw a video that was interesting about with Ernesto Castro, that was like Spanish people take too seriously their own character, and I wanted to like elaborate on that, or like think out loud about it. And maybe I wanted that to, I don't know, to think about it. I also wanted to think about minimizing negative variance regarding train driving, and how train driving is actually the opposite of that kind of job, right? Train driving is a job where negative variance is almost like maximized, and positive variance is like so capped that it really makes really little sense to work to do this job. Have a job of YouTube channels of normal people for people to kind of like try to bait the algorithm into pumping my video out to people who are tired of like of flashy influencers or like Mr. Beastified content and so on. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm feeling just not sure if empty or something, or spent, or like I guess I'm feeling like the time pressure. Not time like I literally mean that I have to leave at 7 and it's like 6 p.m. So I do have like an hour where I could like ramble or something like this, but I don't know. I don't feel like I'm in the position of like freely ramble and so on. I feel like I'd rather, I don't know, just watch a couple of videos or like take another shower and organize some papers that I have to organize before leaving. And yeah, maybe tomorrow I will do another attempt at like working on these problems, or like trying to figure out my DAS, or doing like another status update or something like this. I don't know, because I feel like I didn't either I didn't upload it or I didn't make a status update. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, thank you for today. It has been a lonely stream, and but it's not bad. I guess I'll have to get used to the loneliness, right? No, I hope not. I hope at least a couple of people make it, and I hope I still can have a little bit of contact with some people, and like, I don't know, have someone to lift me up a little bit if I'm feeling down, or if I'm feeling too isolated or starting to feel like the pressure or something. Because I feel like if I do pass the first, I guess the problem will be this period of time where I have to like do the random striking kidneys. That will suck a little bit. But after that, after I'm like already done and gone and done or whatever, that, I don't know, I feel like at that point maybe I will need more contact. I don't know. Sorry, I the opposite, right? I feel like I will be like too overwhelmed or something, so that I feel like, I don't know, everything like I will feel busy all the time, right? But not sure if I have reconnected. I'm using 4G, so yeah, perhaps this was like a really unfortunate thing to have. Like my stream cut off just when someone joins. It's really annoying. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if it was because of that, but sadly it did lead to that. So yeah, I think I am going to actually quit streaming, and yeah, thank you for watching, to the people who will watch in the future, if existing. And yeah, I don't know, I guess I could rant a little bit about how I'm feeling, right? How am I feeling aside from all of these external circumstances or something? How am I feeling? Like, how does it feel to be inside me right now? And I guess I will say that when I have felt accompanied by people or something, I have felt supported, and that has felt really nice, to be honest. And especially through these kind of like moments of pressure and so on, it really has made them much more livable. And so at least having like one vent to relieve this one kind of pressure has been like really, I am really grateful for that. I still have some other vents, some other pressure sources that are less ventable. I'm slowly trying to build them up, build the vent things, but for the moment I'm grateful with what I have been given, because I honestly have not, I don't know, I don't feel like I have done anything to, I guess, deserve it or something like this, but I am grateful that I do have it, and I will enjoy it tonight at the match. And yeah, I guess the problem is that it does feel like it's not something. First of all, it's not something that will sustain. Second of all, if it would sustain, it's not really exactly what I need. And not that it's bad that it's not exactly what I need. Not that I'm picky, but that I do need that venting or whatever to be kind of like a safe zone, and I'm not sure if it's like a safe zone from certain things that I really do need, where I do need like this kind of feeling of I don't know. And on the other hand, it has also felt a little bit like on these situations where it feels like everything's crumbling, and Germany is crumbling, and like the class is crumbling and so on. It does feel like I want to cry in a lot of moments, and I don't have like the space, like it's not the space for it. Like in the middle of class, I will start thinking, whoa, like it's kind of insane that I'm here, and that everything is like falling apart so quickly, and that people are kind of like trying to, I don't know, trying to leave the place where I'm trying to join, you know. That kind of feeling is like really sad. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to think. I don't know who to talk to about this. I guess my mom. My mom always offers. So maybe tomorrow, if I call my mom, I'll tell her. Maybe just a little bit to see what she says. Did I tell her last week that I failed the simulator? I should have, right? I guess I did, because I called her on Friday, and Saturday and Sunday I was going to Legoland and so on, so she will probably ask about that. And yeah, I don't know. I guess I do have things to say, right? I have things to say. I have things I want to complain about or something, but the words are not really coming right now. So yeah, I feel like tomorrow, maybe on Sunday, I'll do them, because on Sunday, to be honest, I don't have anything to do. So I'm not sure if I will be invited to lunch, or if the lunch is with me or not. So we'll see. But if it is with me, I'll gladly pay, I don't know, 30-40 euros for cheap food in order to just hang out. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Bye bye. I'm ending the stream today.